Hello, everyone. For our country, we got Angola, and we are group 6. So quickly, an introduction about our country is that it is a country in the southern Africa bordering the South Atlantic Ocean. The current population of Angola is 35,027,343, which is a 3.22 increase from 2021. And the governmental system is a republic with a multi-party presidential regime. The diseases that are most prevalent for this country, we chose 3. The first one is the neonatal disorders with 13.54%, HIV/AIDS with a 7.36%, diarrheal diseases with a 7.17%. This is from all the ages, and you can also see the percentages of deaths due to these disorders. And on the graph on the right, it just shows the most prevalent diseases.
So here we have broken down the burden of the dailies for the age and the sex. So for females, most of the top 3 diseases for each age group is neonatal, malaria, diarrhea, road injuries, HIV, maternal, tuberculosis, stroke, ischemic heart disease, and hypertensive heart disease. When comparing the females and the males throughout each age group, most of the top 3 diseases were the same except for ages 15 to 49, 50 to 69, and 70 and up.
Moving on to the burden of deaths between females and males, this slide, similarly to the one before, shows the differences between the top 3 most prevalent deaths among different age groups. In terms of how the burden of deaths differ from the burden of dailies, you can see that the burden of deaths percentages are much higher. If we just want to compare 2, you can see from females ages 15 to 49, the HIV percentage is 40.17, and in the burden of dailies, the percentage is 24.7%. Same thing with males. You see HIV is 14.39 and 15 to 49 for the age group, and for the burden of dailies, it is 9.9%. So as you can see, the percentages are much higher for the burden of deaths, and this pattern goes for all the percentages, and that's how they differ from each other.
These are the risk factors by age for the burden of diseases of Angola. As you can see, the risk factor that they all have in common is diabetes and kidney diseases.
Beside the burden of diseases in Angola, the COVID-19 pandemic is projected to subside relatively soon. In fact, COVID-19 related deaths are expected to drop below 0. Using health data statistics engine, the top right graph shows the rates of death per 100,000 individuals. The rate of deaths is estimated to drop at a decaying rate of 0.001, which translates to virtually no deaths. However, current projections show a death rate of 0.004 deaths per 100,000 capita. The bottom right graph shows the expected rates of COVID-19 related deaths if 80% of the Angola population utilized masks. Although the graphs look similar, the left graph is slightly lower than the anticipated death rate projection.
And these are the burdens that we decided should be addressed as the highest priorities in order to help eradicate these 3 prevalent diseases or to help decrease their spread. So for HIV and AIDS, in the country, there's a lack of adequate health care and sexual health protection supplies, such as condoms, especially for those below the poverty line, as well as there being a high rate of commercial sex work and a lack of sex education to the youth, which would be effective in preventing the spread of HIV and AIDS. For neonatal disorders and diarrheal diseases, malnutrition and not having drinkable water, as well as poor hygiene, contribute to those corresponding diseases. And there are a variety of key measures that should be taken in order to help lower the spread of these prevalent diseases. The first important one would be aid, whether it be governmental or external from other countries. More than 40% live below the poverty line in this country. So any aid in the form of money, food, or water would help greatly in decreasing these diseases. And a really important one also is to raise awareness and advocating for adequate health care and sexual and just general health education. Right. Thank you.